You want to learn how to nose slide. Whether you're trying to do your first one, you want to get more controlled or better at them, or you just like watching tutorials, this should help you. So obviously there's 8 different nose slides that we could be going over. I'm mainly going to be focusing on the regular 2, front side and back side. All right, so to get it started, I'm just gonna talk about a couple of tricks that you probably should have in your bag that will make learning this trick way easier. Frontside and backside 180s and board slides would be extremely helpful. As always, not totally required, is gonna give you a little bit of a jump start on this trick. Alrighty, so getting into nose slides, this is where knowing how to do frontside and backside 180s is gonna help you the most. Basically, all you're doing is instead of doing a full 180, you're just doing a 90. A lot of the time, you do a 90 just on accident. Like, I do a heel flip, and sometimes if I flick it a little off, I'm doing a 90. Real trick is controlled 90s, because at the end of this 90-degree rotation, you still have to land in just the right spot in order for the nose slide to work.
One of the best ways to actually do this is to practice on a curb or to practice on flat at first. Just pop in, figure out how to get into a nose stall on the ground, add the 180, see if you can still do the nose slide. This will kind of give you an idea of where to put your feet to get it to do what you want it to do. And then practice it on a little bit of a curve. I'm practicing it on the ledge here, but a really short curve or ledge will work really well for this. Just get an idea of how to get into the trick. Practicing pop-out stationary helps out quite a bit too. Just realize that adding the momentum into this is gonna change things a little bit, but doing it stationary can help you nail down the motion.
All right, so weight distribution. So with a backside nose slide, when you pop in, you're gonna slide your foot up, right? And you wanna land. You want your foot to be basically as square over that nose as possible. The whole foot. You might prefer later on to just have the toes and the balls of your feet on the nose and your heel hanging off in the future. This will be more beneficial for when you actually wanna start trying to do stuff out of a nose slide, as well as being able to slide with mostly your heel on will also help with some tricks. In general, I can pretty much do everything that I want to do and I'm trying to figure out from this position. If I need it to be a little bit more extreme either way, I'll adjust while I'm doing the trick. As for weight, you want to sit and you want to have your head pointed right over your main contact point on the ball of your foot. That's where you want your head. You want most of your pressure kind of in the back seat, but you don't want to have too much on your heel. You kind of want to put all your weight right before your heel. That way, you're still in the back seat, your weight will be countered with your momentum, and you still have that leverage to get that rocker going for the pop out. Now, as for popping out, there's a couple different ways to do it. You can slide out. The best way to get out of them, in my opinion, is to pop out. And to pop out, you kind of want to have a decent nollie. You don't have to have the best nollie in the world to pop out, but it's just a little bump, almost like a nollie. You just want to pop out. Now with your momentum, that will look a lot better because your momentum will carry you forward. All right, front side. This is the side that most people struggle with the most. A lot of the time you're slipping out and it's really hard to make it back to regular. A lot of the time, it's much easier to go to fakie, especially with frontside nose slide. You kind of want your foot in the same position. Me, when I'm doing frontside, I like to have a little bit of weight. I want to put all of my weight like around here. That's typically where I'm at the edge of the ball of my foot. And I want to be leaning super far over that ledge. That's what's going to give me the balance. I don't want to be too much this way or else you're going to angle that way. And then you're going to slip out real hard. You want to have just enough pressure on the side of your foot to actually slide. Once you figure out the weight, frontside nose slide becomes really easy. But I think a lot of people give up on this trick just because it is pretty hard to get your weight where you want it. And then popping out to regular frontside nose slide is pretty hard. It's with your momentum. Like it looks easy right here, but with your momentum, you're countering a lot of your momentum there, and it's really easy to just slip out on the pop out. Popping out to fakie is really easy. A lot of people just pinch it, and that's an easy way to fall out of a frontside nose slide is to just pinch it popping out is a little harder, but it looks way better and it's not that hard. Just that little nollie bump. And if you're really trying to focus on popping out of your nose slides, you definitely should have a good nollie. Alrighty, so common mistakes with nose slides. They're pretty similar across the board. So one issue you might run into is maybe you're just, every time you lock, you just go like this and you slip out. And a lot of the reason that is because your weight is too far forward. If you're on front side, you want your weight to be in line with your bolts and you want your head leaning really far over the ledge. It's kind of a balancing act. You're constantly making little micro adjustments to where your weight is sitting, especially if the ledge is sticky or it has sticky spots. Slipping out just takes a little bit of time to figure out. Try playing with where you're putting your weight and hopefully that can help you out as well. Now, as for backside, if you're slipping out backside, you have way too much weight on your heel. So what I would recommend is just lean a little bit more forward, and with backside, if you lean just a little bit more forward, one of two things is gonna happen. Either you're gonna stick and roll out the fakie, or you're gonna keep going and you're just gonna fight it. And if you fight it, that's when you really find control. If you stick and fall out, at least you can say you landed the trick, right? But a good way to remedy that, and both of these issues can be solved with just a proper 180. When you're popping into the trick, you're just not spinning enough. You're cheating. You want to pop and make sure you get that full 90 degrees and then smack it down. Now, as for dismount, I can't think of any particular issues that I have ever had with dismounts. Dismounts for nose slides have always been really simple for me because it's really easy to just fall out of them. And it's also pretty easy to figure out the pop out once you have the control. Really, the only main issues people have with nose slides is slipping out. There are some people that sag them quite a bit because you can get away with a nose slide like this. If you have a saggy nose slide, one of two things is happening. Either you're putting your feet way too close to the bolts so you have no leverage to actually bring it up, or you're putting weight on your front foot. And if you're putting weight on your front foot, you're gonna have problems. The only time you should be putting weight on your front foot during a nose slide is when you're about to pop out. If you guys have any other issues that maybe I missed, drop it in the comments below and I'll try and help you figure out what's going on. Super fun, awesome trick. Hopefully anything I said helped you. Hopefully it helped you figure out your nose slides. Hopefully maybe it helped you learn how to do them longer. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, drop a like, drop a sub, helps out a lot. Comment down below any tricks you might want to see a tutorial on in the future, as well as if you have any other issues that you can't seem to understand with your nose slides, drop a comment. I'll help you out as much as I can. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.